What up, people? Welcome to another episode of Social Moment. And Nana Aba is in trouble. They held an event hosted by Sandra, organized by Sandra, Ankobiah, which hosted celebrities, actresses, basically women, influential women got together to discuss life about women, how to succeed, etc., etc. There were people like Salma Mumin, Lydia Forcing. Now, somebody asked Nana Aba a question about traditional family values, and her answer, people took offense to it. Let's just go and watch the video of the question and the answer she gave.
Okay, so your question was about being resilient.
I want to see you. Can you please?
No, I'll be seated.
Oh, can you see her?
Yes.
No.
It's important to hear me. So you asked if at some point you want to fall back into a traditional role of a woman. I'm not sure what a traditional role of a woman is.
Okay, I'm gonna stop here right there. You do know what traditional role for a woman in Ghana is. I mean, it's okay if you don't wanna subscribe to it. It's okay if you wanna be independent. It's okay if you don't wanna be a part of all those things. That's what I'm trying to say. But to deny that there exist such roles, come on, let's be real.
Unless you want to tell me.
Growing up, they told us that women were meant to take care of the home.
They're supposed to cook, take care of the children.
And I think they are trying to fit it into something they call hypergamy now.
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm saying that if you want to go back into it,
Yeah.
is this something that a woman in this century should actually look out to?
I think it's about choices, really. If you've worked for 5 years and you feel you've had enough, and it's a decision you have to make for yourself, not for anybody. So if it makes you happy to fall back and say that I want to spend time at home with my family, I want to spend more time with my children, and you feel you've achieved enough, you feel you can go on without anyone supporting you, you've saved enough, then it's okay to fall back into that so-called traditional role. I'm not sure a traditional role for any man
Let's just continue.
or any woman, because whatever a man can do, a woman can also do. I have never been tempted to fall back into that traditional role. I don't even like cooking.
Yeah, and this is where most people find a problem with. But we're gonna go on that later.
So it won't work for me. It will really not work for me. But if it works for you as a woman, don't let anybody stop you, but be prepared to pay your bills so you don't go begging from anybody. And the second question was if you should achieve anything before you decide to go into a relationship. Well, it's not an advice for me, but I think that women should do what makes them happy. You shouldn't be pressured by society to go into a marriage because bloggers are making other people's wedding look so good.
But how is that blogger's fault? I mean, if somebody organized a wedding and it's a superb wedding, they spend on it and we just happen to write about it, how is that our fault? Is it? If you don't want it, it's cool, but it's not like we organize the weddings.
And so you are thinking about all of that and you're being pressured. There are so many people who have had such pomp and pageantry and they're married, but they're so single in the marriage. Okay? So you must do what makes you happy. You shouldn't follow the crowd. Don't jump on a bandwagon because everybody's doing it. So if you think that at 25 you're ready to commit, you're ready to get married, and you're really, really ready for it, you should go for it. But don't let society decide for you. I have friends like Claudia, who is constantly giving me pressure to have a second child. I don't know if she's saving at the bank to take care of that child for me. But now there is surrogacy, so maybe Claudia will carry the baby for me. Yeah, but you should be, you shouldn't buy into the pressure. Don't fall for the pressure. Just do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, it is only you who stays in your bed and dream at night. Nobody else supports you. All right, thank you.
Okay.
So the event was hosted in, I think, Alisa Hotel to empower women. Basically, they took offense to most of what she said because, there's some parts I personally even feel like she she was wrong about like the part where she pretended there's nothing like traditional women rule. But anyway, away from me to what people were saying about her not liking cooking. You know, in Ghana, again, I guess it's the same thing. It intertwines with what I'm saying with the whole traditional this and that. She believes she can't stay home and be a traditional wife who cooks and all of that because she doesn't even like cooking. And it's fine, right? I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not sure if people even watched the video, but people jumped on her neck. People think she's influencing women, especially young girls, to turn away from traditional values, to not want to be married, etc., etc., etc. So I got into some of the comments, and people are not happy. For example, Amri says she just doesn't know how to cook, followed by insults I'm not gonna read out. Kofi Answer says good luck. Esther NC says, did she say she doesn't know how to cook? Exactly, it seems like that's the angle people are going, like she says she doesn't know how to cook. You can know how to cook but don't like doing it because, let's face it, Ghanaian, our foods, it's like a chore. Some people just don't want to deal with that, especially when you have money like her. You have that option. Flesa Kumia says a Ghanaian woman that cannot cook is that one to a woman in Ebony's voice. But yes, she is. And Elkia says, but who says she is misleading young ladies? Some of you here listening to this by force celebs and taking their so-called advice and following their lifestyle. Hey, you people, you have left advice your good friends, parents, others are giving. She's telling her mind on how she feels life must roll for her, and you people are here saying she's misleading you. Exactly. Somebody makes her opinions known. You don't necessarily have to by force follow what she says. For instance, you people are all part of Ghana's problems. What better things are you teaching the younger ones, if not pettiness and equalization and relationships? Kwekwa Marcus says you are serious negative influence to the young girls of today. Your son will surely marry like you and will go through the mess you have helped to cultivate. Haj says just let people be. That's how she wants her life, and so shall it be. Prince Asari says she thinks she will remain like this in your old age, is when you will regret certain decisions you took in your youthful days. Honestly, it's a possibility. Some people never marry and they regret it later. Some people are fine. Like, let's be honest, let's face it, it's not everybody who's gonna be married. It's just, especially women, they outnumber us by 2-1, probably 3-1 now. So it's not everybody who's gonna get married. And if somebody don't, it doesn't mean they can't live a fulfilling life. I feel like we just need to move away from that narrative. Surel says, but they expect their sons to bring submissive women home. Roman says, that's why you guys always be single mothers, because you don't want to be under men or don't want men to be controlling your thoughts. You already have money to spend, shameless aunties and sisters. Seriously. PJ says, if rich women are saying they don't like cooking, you David's daughter to want to support this. The heck says, Nana Aba Anamoah, she even tagged her. Please, you're not young anymore. I guess you're in your 50s. I don't think so. So there's something you need to reserve on it and stop putting that into the young one's eyes. And it's because of your bad influence. That's why the society is deteriorating. During those days, our parents were not led by such celebrities who do not even know the value of their culture. So they were able to marry for long and everything was good for them. But these days, you spoil everything in marriage and people are not even finding marriage to be attractive and people are falling out of marriage. And God will punish any person who influenced the young one wrongly. I don't think now that's not her best fault. Like, some people are just generally not interested in marriage. Some people don't want to be under anybody's control or under the roof with anybody. Like, let's be honest, it's hard. It's not like a walk in the park. That's why so many divorces. So if somebody don't want to do that, how's that an Aba's fault? Simonita says the cooking that takes people to marriage, some of us know rich. As long as there are alternatives to eating, we move. People still marry because they need somebody to cook for them. Why not just hire a maid then? Albert says the truth of the matter is she doesn't know how to cook. Simple. You can know how to do something but don't like doing it. That is actually a thing. And Owusu Champion says if we all learn how to cook, what would the restaurants owners be doing with their foods? My friend, leave it. Well, if we all learn how to cook, people like, what was it, Mawako, they will be out of business. at least hundreds of people will be poisoned. By the way, if you want to watch my video on the whole Morocco incident, you can click on it and watch it. Freedom Nana Aba says that successful married women all over the globe, if you can't keep a home, it's not a costume or cultural barrier, but a lack in your personality. Hold yourself accountable and stop making it seem like women can only be successful if they forsake marriage. So my take on all of this is that, it's a free country. It's a free country. Nobody is gonna force you to do something you don't want to do. I mean, the societal pressure, the family pressure is gonna come. Somebody asked her a question, and she said if she wanna, give up her career and be a stay-at-home wife or whatever, she can do that. I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting. She can do that, but she should make sure that she's saved enough to get her through that journey. But as for her, Nana Aba, it isn't her cup of tea. It's not for her. She cannot quit her career to be a stay-at-home mom or whatever. And I feel like that's a fair point, right? We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. If you can't do something, it's not really your cup of tea. Why should you force yourself to do it? But I don't think there's any negativity about what she said. The only problem, apart where she claims traditional roles for women doesn't exist. I mean, hello, you are a Ghanaian, you live in Ghana. They do exist. You might not want to conform to them. You might not want to be a part of it. And that's okay because, again, freedom of choice. But to pretend it doesn't exist, I felt that was dishonest. Anyway, that's my time today and my take on the whole why people are hating on Nana Aba over a statement she made. Smash the like button, please. It's very important. Leave a comment what you think about what she said, if she's right, if she's wrong, about people's comments, my own, and subscribe for more content from me, and catch you later.